Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. The Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, a track that will certainly force the drivers to push themselves. It consists of a very impressive main straight going into turn 1. It's a straight that also offers a DRS zone, so it's likely to be a hotspot for overtakes. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Sergio Perez, and Norris, Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, Russell, and Valtteri Bottas, Ocon, Zhou, Pierre Gasly, and Magnussen, Tsunoda, Vettel, Lance Stroll, and Mick Schumacher, Surfer Boy, Albon, Latifi, and Richard Verschoor. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? That was a great win in the last race, but can they keep that momentum going into this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Welcome to Driving Immersion for the immersive racing experience. Up ahead, full race with full simulation from the cockpit. No anti-lock brakes, no traction control, no driving line, fully manual pit stops, and simulation wear and damage. We drive with the Fanatec Formula V2 wheel and pedals. We also use Track IR5 for driving from the cockpit. Let us know what you think of the race and comment below. Give us a like and consider subscribing. It helps us reach other racing fans. You can catch us on Facebook and YouTube. Here's a look at our strategy. We've got 2 pit stops planned with 2 medium tires to finish the race. So we'll start off with the softs. It's a 66 lap race and we're going to put 66 laps of fuel in. The Spanish Grand Prix is held at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. It is 4.65 kilometers round, and again we're going for 66 laps. Record was...
Any technical issues coming off the practice starts. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want you to bog down.
Record was set by Daniel Ricciardo in 2018 with a 1:18.441. Here we are down the main straight, approaching turn 1 to the right here, and then immediately followed by left, turn number 2, turn 3. Very long right-hander.
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being.
Turn 4, another right-hand turn. And it's a little bit of a uphill here. And immediately followed by downhill into number 5, which is a sharp left-hander. Still down here, downhill through 6. Turn 7 here to the left, and you want to avoid the sausage curves on the left and right. Turn 9 here, and this is going to be through one of the DRS zones. Turn 10 here to the left, very slow. This is turn 11 right here as we approach the wall to the left. Turn 12, long right-hander. Turn 13, still going pretty slow here because we're going to slow down some more, down through 14 here on the left and 15 here on the right. Followed by turn 16 here, and you have to get prepared for this long straight, and you want to exit out of here as fast as you can. Here we are approaching our grid spot. Now we wait for the red lights to go out. Here we go. And we are at the back once again at the start. And our strategy has always been to just keep clear of the other cars as we are in the back of the pack in case there's any accidents or bumping going on. There we are, got past our teammate. Trying to find our way around the outside. And that is one of the Williams. You can see our teammate tries to make a comeback. And we are still clear of any collisions. Down through turn 10 again. 11. Long right-hander 12. Very quick right-hander 13. Followed by 14 and 15. Riding with the Williams, looking back onto the number 66. Racing with our teammate Richard Brasher. And that is Nicholas Latifi just ahead of us. We're into lap 2 now, and we will have DRS available to us next time we come down the main straight. Looking on from Nicholas Latifi's car, we can see that the 66 got around. And now from the cockpit of the 66, that is Mick Schumacher in the Haas just ahead of us, with Alex Albon ahead of him.
Got a lot of spare energy.
Looking on from Mick Schumacher's car, you can see the 66 right behind, but the other cars behind have fallen back. Perhaps there was some bumping going on. Down through turn 16 again. And for this race, we've lost a lot of time.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Again, exiting out of 16. The car just does not have a lot of grip on the exit as we try hard to accelerate out. We do have a good advantage here in turn 3. We have just enough downforce that we can stay on the ERS, and we're able to maintain a pretty good speed. Sharp left 5. Turn 6, turn 7. Again, turn 8. And turn 9 here in the past. The older cars had a little bit more downforce, and it's true that you used to be able to run flat through there. '14 and 15. So this time around we're close enough. We have our DRS open. You can see the rear wing flap is open.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep temps under control, please.
Riding with Mick Schumacher on the Haas, and you can see the 66 has made its way around. Out of understeer. So the fabled story is that you come here to Barcelona to set up your car, as it is a medium downforce with a couple of good straights kind of track. So if you want a medium car, then you bring it here and set it up. And in fact, our setup here is just the medium setup that is a default, and we didn't really change anything. We will adjust the
wanted to come around there.
differential and brake bias as the race goes on, but otherwise the wing and the suspension, they're all standard and set at medium. Crossing the start-finish line on lap 5. Turn 1, very quick turn right. So again, coming through turn 3, we actually have very good downforce, so we're able to activate the ERS. And you can see there that we've made some gains on the car ahead of us, which is a Williams. We had a good look on the inside, but just not enough room.
So that's Albin ahead of us. He is my rival. We will have to finish ahead of him in the race. Really no way around at this point.
So trying to break the line here so that Mick Schumacher behind us does not get a tow. And you got to look at him down the straight. He did have his DRS open. So lap 6, a very tight portion of the track here, and we do expect a little bit of an advantage as we have pretty good downforce in the car, but as you can see, there's just not enough room. Again, exiting 16, we're going to let the car come all the way to the left.
Right, keep pushing. You're gaining on the car ahead. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.1 seconds.
Dive underneath the rear wing of the Williams. Coming through turn 3, you can see there that we've got an advantage, and we do get around.
Yellow tires, eh?
Good job, nice overtake.
Yeah, so Sebastian Vettel, the green car ahead of us in the Aston Martin, you can see that he's got the medium tires on, and so does his teammate.
For a one stop.
Coming through turn 12 of lap 7, we are going to have to get around these two cars ahead of us, as we are going to be faster in the tighter sections of the track. So we get a decent exit out of 16. We are still with Sebastian Vettel. We've got a run on him right now. And we do get by on turn 1 and 2. Now his teammate ahead. So on this part of the track, we should have more grip, so we should be a little bit faster than they are. So now with the new cars, turn 9 is a little bit more tricky. Can't quite go flat through there. Actually, through here, we actually have pretty good speed and pretty good grip. But again, it's a very tight area of the track, and passing is just not as easy. Again, exiting out of 16, you can see that he's got a good run on us. We do have our DRS. And we are just to his left. And we make our way around before we get to turn 1. Under the rear wing of the 66, you can see the Aston Martin. I believe that is Lance Stroll with his teammate Sebastian Vettel right behind. And we are slowly making our way to the middle of the pack. Up ahead, Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. I'm sorry, Jan Magnussen. No, Kevin Magnussen.
Terrible exit there, lost a lot of time. Tires are starting to go away.
That looked a little bit like an off-track excursion. Through turn 9. Through turn 10, again very slow, and the car is just fighting for grip. This section here with the right, left, and right. Just before you come through there, you kind of have to have it all timed out already. As long as you place your car in the right place upon entry into that section or segment, you can usually just use time to calculate when to turn left and right almost blindly. Now coming through turn 2. Now turn 3 is actually pretty complicated. You can accelerate out pretty hard through here, but you just have to wait until you get close to the apex. Because if you're accelerating too much before the apex, you will not make it through there, and you'll find yourself on the apron on the left. turn 5, we do hit the curbs in the very left on the inside of the turn. And again through 7 and 8, you want to avoid the curbs and the sausage curbs right behind them. It is pretty high and you will lose a lot of time because you have to have good setup here to
Okay, gap ahead is 3.
exit out of 9 and go into 10. And those yellow curves that you saw through 14, 15, and 16, those are sausage curbs. They are very high. If you ride over them with the car, it will destabilize the car, obviously, and it will definitely slow you down. So right here, when you see the red banners on the left wall, or the wall on the right, that's when you just accelerate out. So we're making a little bit of gain on Kevin Magnussen ahead of us. I think within the last couple of laps we have made up just 1 second. So lap 12 now, the red tires should be getting old and we should be able to see that they are declining in grip. Again, our planned pit stops are at 15 and 37 for the race. So the Haas of Kevin Magnussen is definitely in sight. Turn 12 here to the right. 2.2 seconds now between. Well, no, he came in to change out of his tires. No, he didn't. Magnussen is still on track. It looks like Alonso and Russell are still behind us. But now we are only 1.7 seconds behind. There he is, and there we are. So Magnussen has Tsunoda just ahead of him. and it looks like that Sonoda may be slowing him down a little bit. The timing indicates that there's a 1.7 second difference between the two.
I just cannot accelerate out of that turn.
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box
There
this
we
lap,
are.
box this lap.
Norris has come into the pits. So has Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. So lap 15, we are now closer to Kevin Magnussen. He is half a second ahead of us. So we made pretty good gains. That is Carlos Sainz ahead of the 66 as he had come in to change out of his tires. You can see there on the HUD on the lower right of the screen that
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
our left-hand tires, as this is a clockwise track, have 41% and 40 in the rear wear, and you can see the right-hand tires have less wear. Here we are coming in at the end of lap 15, and we are going to change out of this set of reds.
Let's see how these yellows do.
Looks like a pretty good stop.
Very slippery in the back. Get these up the top.
So the soft tires, the ones with the red stripe, they'll usually warm up in about half a lap to 1.5 laps. The medium tires with the yellow stripe here, you can see they may be about 2.5 laps, sometimes 3 or 4 laps before they are at optimum operating temperature. So right now we're kind of being careful as we circle the track. That pit stop to change out of the soft tires has brought us back to P21.
Richard's in the pits. Richard is in the pit lane now.
Yeah, Magnus has got a good run on me.
Now gap
5 seconds
behind
now.
is 3.0 seconds. Okay, gap to the car ahead is 5.2 seconds.
So Magnussen made a lot of time on that set of pit stops. If you remember, just a few laps ago, he was within half a second. Now he is 5.2 seconds ahead. And sometimes it's just a matter of having a clear track before you come into the pits or after you come out. And sometimes it's also a matter of everything happening correctly while you're there in the pit stop. So down the main straight, we've got a clear track ahead of us. It is lap 18. And we've come in to change out of our soft tires already. Weather all around looks pretty good. Don't expect any rain for the race. Seven and 8. So you got a chance to see there that we are upshifting early.
Lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up.
Just to make sure that we don't lose grip exiting the corner. And I think throughout the race that was probably the
Pulling out second a lap on the car behind. Really good stuff.
least comfortable exit that we've made through any of the turns.
Gap to the car in front is 3.3 seconds.
3.3 seconds, so we are clawing our way back to Kevin Magnussen just ahead of us. He does have another car ahead of him, and maybe that's slowing him down a little bit to our benefit. Down the main straight, we are going to use our ERS as much as we can, down to 0%. That heavy braking into turn 1 will give us about 4% of ERS, and you can see here that we are using it through turn 3. So 2.8, 2.7 seconds behind Magnussen now.
Another slow exit.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.5 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 16.3 seconds.
That is 2.5 seconds behind. Magnussen and Tsunoda just ahead. 14, turn 15. Down the main straight out of turn 16. Past the start finish line. So certainly you can see that Magnussen is just ahead of us.
Brake too late.
Down the main straight again to finish off lap 22 of 66. And we have Kevin Magnussen just ahead of us, and just ahead of him is Yuki Tsunoda. Again, sliding off the track in turn 3. Coming into turn 10, we did have our DRS available to us.
Lost DRS. Not in range right now. Gotta slow down a little bit more for turn 1. Losing time, trying to catch up.
Turn 5 again to the left. You have to slow down before approaching, as it is going to be off camber when you are in turn 5. And you will slide outside of the track if you are going too fast. You can see that we are very close now to Magnussen and Tsunoda, just 0.3 seconds behind, and we should be in their tow as we come down the main straight out of 14, 15, and 16.
Not the time.
Yes, there's not enough time to get towed through the main straight. The cars ahead are just
There
that
we
much
go.
faster. But there you get to see the advantage we have with the downforce and the grip we have through turn 3. Again, we are able to use the ERS to get by. So now lap 25, we have Yuki Tsunoda ahead of us. We are now in 15th place. We are under DRS. So they're coming through 14 and 15. You can see that he got a better exit than us. He made several car lengths.
Slowly gaining on the car in front. Try to keep up this momentum.
But we are under the DRS through the main straight, so we made it all back. Let's see if we can do something here with turn 3. There's the ERS. We are gaining on him. We are on the inside.
Little nudging there, I think.
Yes, there was a little bit of a bump.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
We heard an impact or a bump in the car, but the display did not come on to indicate that there's any damage. So we're going to keep going. It's possible that his car may have been damaged, but our car shows no damage at this point. Through a very slow turn 10, 11, again through 12, and you just wait until you reach the apex to accelerate out. A little eager there. You can see that we did understeer through there, and we ended up going through the gravel, and that is going to allow Tsunoda and Magnussen right back under our wing. Now the proximity indicators there, you see, they are able to get around. A little problem with the audio from the in-car. But you can see that both cars are kind of swarming just behind us.
But I have a damaged front wing.
So that is the question. How did we damage our front wing? And it is in yellow, so it is damaged. We'll wait for a track view to see if we can see if the wing is damaged or if anything that's visible. Here we are. The uprights seem to be there still. And I've seen chunks bitten out of the uprights before, and no damage appeared on the indicator. So the damage that we have may be questionable. Doesn't look like anything's wrong with the wing at all. So now you see that Tsunoda did get it around us, and we should be faster through the tight section, but now we're all on yellows. I did have my DRS there on Tsunoda. Again, just not long enough of a straight to be able to get around. We activate our ERS here. Let's see if we can slingshot by. Nope, not enough room. So as you can see, we're using
Front
every
tires
bit
are
of the
going
track.
okay.
Magnussen right behind us does have his DRS open. We did not. A little wide coming into turn 3. And I think because our front wing indicates that it's damaged,
I believe these guys are on a sim strategy.
we may not be getting our full downforce. Definitely close to the AlphaTauri just ahead of us. We want to be right in range when we cross the DRS timing so that we can open our rear wing here down the main straight. There we go. And again, that may give us anything from 8 to 10 miles an hour advantage down the straight. And you can see that we're able to get right up to him. Let's see if we can slingshot through turn 3 here. We are definitely on the inside. And again, we make it stick. So now we are ahead of Tsunoda. And he tries to come in the inside. He does bump our tire with his front wing. You can see there that his wing was severely damaged. And in fact, it's non-existent right now on his car. So he will be coming in to change out. So he's still going pretty fast for a car with no front wing.
So Magnussen is just lurking.
But right now, as we are trying to get around him, it allows Magnussen to catch right back up, and you can see he is just right under our wing. And it's possible that we may be a sitting duck down the main straight. There we are, Tsunoda coming in to change out of his wing. And just as we thought, that
Magnussen
is
should be able to get me.
Magnussen just under our rear wing. And we're trying to block out the inside in case he tries to slingshot. Very late braking, kind of slid through turn 1.
Nope.
But we are able to maintain our spot ahead of Magnussen. This is Tsunoda changing out of his front wing that was broken. Back on board with the 66 through turn 5. So you want to be able to touch the inside curb and then touch the outside curb, as we did there with 7 and 8 as well. So having a look back at Magnussen here, I've seen that he's been kind of offline coming in through some of the turns, and I'm wondering if he's trying to get an advantage in slingshot past us. And we'll see how he does here. He does have his DRS open. We do not have a car ahead of us, so we will not be able to use our DRS. Coming in through turn 1. Hold the throttle until you see the red signage there on the right of the wall. So timing indicates that Magnussen is 0.8 seconds behind us. We are up to 14th place, and this is lap 32.
Still there, half second.
Yes, once again, he's got his DRS open.
Front end's pushing out.
We're seeing a loss of power from the turbocharger now. Loss of power on the turbo.
So in F122, you can actually see and feel that loss of power. The engine just doesn't seem to want to rev up as fast and as high. And it's clearly noticeable once you're going down the straightaways here. Again, the Haas has their rear wing open.
Gotta get off these tires.
So lap 35 now, and once again we are able to keep Magnussen behind us through the main straight. We now have 20 laps on this set of tires.
Our gap to the car in front is 9.6 seconds.
We are losing power from the turbo and losing grip from a damaged front wing. Our next stop is scheduled for lap 37, which is just another couple of laps. But the tires are still responding pretty well.
do have a Haas right behind me.
Yes, this time Magnussen has a very good run on us. And again, we are trying to close off the inside.
Not able to make it through turn 1 now.
And he is faster through us, through turn 2, and he gets by through turn 3. And right now he's dropping us like a hot rock. Now directly behind us, that is Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. He has made it back. Looking back from Kevin Magnussen's car, you can see that 66 is falling behind. So the end lap 36, we are coming into the pits for our second and last pit stop, and we should be putting on another set of medium tires, the yellow tires. So this would be our second and final stop for the race. Little problem there with the right front, very slow to come off. And a very slow pit stop. We are losing time. You can see cars are passing as we sit there in our pit spot.
They brought me in at 36.
There is one of the Red Bulls, and they may have been to lap us. Back on board with the 66. You can see on the indicator there on the lower right of your screen, we do have a damaged front wing on the left side. Obviously not enough damage to indicate or require that we change out of it, but it does show damage, however. Good run out of the exit of 16. Lap 38, we are back in last place after that pit stop. So we've got a clear track ahead of us and a set of new tires, so hopefully we can make up some time here. I believe there are other cars that will be coming in to change out of tires. And we can only hope that they haven't had too much advantage on us for that very slow pit stop that we had. Just got a quick view there. The cars ahead of us, including our teammate. And you can see there the timing that he did come in, so did Latifi. So we did pass them. So again, we are behind Mick Schumacher.
The car ahead's coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres. Behind's just boxed for mediums. Car behind on the medium tyre now.
So Latifi behind us is 14 seconds behind, and behind him our teammate Richard Verschure, 17 seconds behind. So coming to end lap 39, we are
damage on the front wing. But it was
comfortably
nothing serviceable, so I think they just left it.
ahead of 2 cars. Ahead of us, Sebastian Vettel. And you can kind of see him just disappear there
A lot of
through the
understeer.
turn 1 and turn 2 as we came in. Again, no visual damage to the wing. However, it is indicated that there is damage.
Tires are on.
So a couple of laps in, tires are feeling good and grippy, as they should once they're worn in.
Managing your tyres, manage your tyres.
Lap 43 now of 66. You can see that we are 5.3 seconds behind Sebastian Vettel ahead of us. And in front of him, Mick Schumacher. So we did fall back out of that second and final pit stop. Just coming into your screen there, you can see that there was a Ferrari and a Mercedes right behind. So those are part of the lead pack, and I believe they will be lapping us just momentarily here. We are on the second half of the race, and we are losing power from the engine as there is a lot of wear and tear on it right now, and we do have a broken or damaged front wing. However, this set of tires is still pretty good. Only several laps on it so far. There they are, the Ferrari right behind us now under our wing. And we're going to have to just let them come by. Kind of have to be skilled as well to let the faster cars come through. Obviously you have to do it at the right place as to not lose any time. So still running pretty well with a clean track all around us. We did just get passed by a couple of front runners, the Ferrari and the Mercedes. But right now there is no one around to challenge us, and we are able to keep our distance ahead of Latifi, who is behind us. And it does look like Sebastian Vettel got maybe 1.5 seconds ahead within the last couple of laps. But he would be the car we're racing against.
Definitely losing out to Vettel.
So there in the long shot, you kind of got to see him disappear through turn 1. And then in between us is a Ferrari and a Mercedes. And looking back on that long shot, you got to see a Ferrari coming through turn 1. So turn 5. And then we will pass a DRS detection zone just about here as we enter turn 9.
go by racing.
Back from the rear wing of the 66. No cars behind us.
Ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
Down through turn 5, again very tricky left-hander as you are going downhill, and it is a little bit off camber. There's also sausage curves on the inside, so you don't want to cut that. Same thing here with 7 and 8.
Blue flag. Okay, blue flag conditions, create a gap and let the car behind through.
So that was a blue flag for a couple of cars, one Ferrari and one McLaren. And I believe that is Daniel Ricciardo. I do have the DRS on him, and I am able to make it back around. And I think we got the DRS from the Ferrari when he came around us through the, well, before the exit of turn 16. And I was able to use that on Ricciardo there in the McLaren. Turn 5. So blue flag again for Daniel Ricciardo in the McLaren there. And you'll see that we kind of pulled over to let him by into turn 10. And there was a better spot than anywhere here from 11 to 16. It would be nice to be a little bit closer as we exit 16 so that we can get a tow, but he has gone, and he's definitely a faster car. Lap 50 now of 66, so there is 16 laps left.
underbody's taken a little damage, just watch out for it.
So now the HUD of the vehicle is showing a little bit of damage to the underbody, and obviously that will affect downforce. So the car is going a little bit slower and slower as we decrease the fuel, so it's getting a little bit lighter, and right now dropping it around, it's kind of balancing itself or equalizing itself. But it also means that we're not able to make up time on Sebastian Vettel ahead of us. And you can see that Latifi is now 14 seconds instead of 17 seconds behind. And at one point he was 18 seconds. So he is either catching up or we are slowing down in both. This behind us is one of the Alpines. And I believe it may have been, it may have been Alonso, as I saw a little bit of blue on the helmet. So still able to keep the Alpine in sight.
Can't believe nobody's gonna stop.
Damage to the rear diffuser. Repeat, damage to the rear diffuser. Just be aware.
Okay, so more damage to the car.
Okay, I've got information on Joe for you. Right, they've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
And that is one of the Alfa Romeos out.
No yellows, no safety car. I think that was Joe's car.
Yes, there would have been Joe's car parked on the side. And it was red and white, obviously.
I think you're confused. Vettel is now 13 seconds ahead. I think that damaged wing has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I believe that Alpine that we are battling with, well, kind of battling with, in front of us there, the blue car that you see disappearing into the distance, that is Fernando Alonso. Lap 53 of 66. We are trying to maintain the car now and trying to maintain the race. No more scheduled pit stops. Oh, we're a little off here. We do go over the sausage curve, and we do have damage in our under tray as well as the rear diffuser. Lap 54. We are still
and our teammate.
in 19th place.
And gap to the car in front is 11.2 seconds.
Starting lap 55. Again, we are still in 19th place. We are behind Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher in the Haas. Coming in through turn 3, activate our ERS.
The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
Want to touch the curbs on the outside, and then on the inside. And again, you're doing all of this to be able to make use of the full track.
Yep, broken front wing. So a lot of extra fuel.
So nearing the end of lap 55, we still have plenty of extra fuel. It's showing now that we have 1.09 laps surplus of fuel. And if you remember correctly, we started with 66 laps to finish a 66 lap race. So either our car is very efficient or we are not burning all the power that we can create. Now, we've had 3 development items fail, and I believe they will be coming on after this weekend or after the next race.
I think we were on the wrong
As they had to be restarted, of course.
somehow.
And that is one of the variables that is part of F122. Actually, it was like that back in 21 and 20 as well. You have upgrades to the vehicle under development. It does take a week or more sometimes to get them through manufacturing and testing and so on. And then eventually you'll be able to add them to the car. We did have a couple of reliability items applied to the car before the Spanish Grand Prix here, before the weekend. But we had 3 performance items fail in development. And so for the Spanish Grand Prix, we're actually a little bit behind of the field when it comes to development. And definitely it shows here. Lap 57 now of 66. We still have a clear track. Our tires are in good shape and we should be able to finish with this set of tires. Again, the damage indicator shows damage on the front wing as it is yellow instead of green. There's also a yellow highlight around the outside of the body there in the diagram, and I believe that is to indicate that our under tray has damage, and we do have damage in our under tray. I think that happened about 20 laps ago now, so we're still able to make it around. You can see there that we understeered right into the gravel to the left, which is actually common in Formula One here at Barcelona.
a lot of power, almost 3 seconds.
Gap to the car in front is 11.2 seconds.
So when we cross the start-finish line this time, it will be less than 10 laps to go. Again, we do have a clear track ahead and behind. So we should be able to make up some time here. Unfortunately, there are some things wrong with the car, including a damaged under tray and rear diffuser as well.
Okay, be aware, the grip levels are going to start falling away soon.
Nearing the end of lap 59, you can see that we have 1.14 laps of surplus fuel. And again, that is a strategy that you set before you set off for the race. And definitely we'll be looking into that. It is slowing us down, even if it's only for 0.6 of a second or 0.8 of a second per lap. So you can see there by the wear indicators on the tires that the front left has the most wear, as this is again a clockwise track. We do have reasonable wear in the back, however they are not equal. The left-hand tire is actually having to put more power down, as it is the outside tire. And you can see that there that it has more wear. It's 34% versus 29% on the right-hand rear.
The car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
So yes, there's a number of things wrong with the car, and it is very noticeable that the car is going slower. The turning is not as crisp, and neither is the accelerating.
Okay, we're hitting the rated limits on the MGU-H. The power unit is going to be more prone to overheating.
So more problems with the MGU-H, and again we will be changing that out for the next race.
believe we have some major updates coming online after this race. So there will be much anticipated.
Coming around now to start lap 62. There is a dark shadow of a car
16.0 seconds.
way behind us. Can't quite tell yet if it is Nicholas Latifi who is racing behind us. Still have very good grip coming through turn 5. This is one of those slow left-handers that if you are losing grip, it would be clearly obvious there. Turn 9, very fast right-hander again.
Okay,
Used to be
that's us with 5 laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
turn 9 used to be taken flat with the older cars. So that car behind us is not Nicholas Latifi. It is one of the Red Bulls, as you can see there. And I believe that would be Sergio Perez. And he is in 5th place. We're looking for an opportune time to let him go. We're going to let him have the inside, as it would take too long for him to come around the outside, and again it would slow both of us down. Still, there is a car behind. It looks kind of bluish. There we are, and that is an Alpine. So lap 63 of 66, we are not racing the Alpine behind us. We are further back, and we're looking again for an opportune time to let him by. He is getting closer, so that he should be able to get around us. There we go. That did take a lot of time, probably lost 2 or 3 seconds on our behalf. Coming in through 14 and 15, but he was too close to wait until we exited 16, so I had to let him go there. It's very difficult to keep an eye on the blue flags as well. I believe you have 5 corners to let someone by once you get the blue flag, and the penalty for a blue flag is a stop and go. So that's definitely something that you don't want to break the rules.
Blue flag, blue flag.
There we are. You can see that he's still some ways back, but again, he'll usually make it up on one of the slow turns. If not first, then definitely the second. That is a McLaren again. Let him go there. Coming in through 13, 14, 15. So yeah, the car is just not as brisk. As it was at the beginning of the race. Again, we're dealing with a damaged floor, and there we are. Because we are lapped, we've only had to do, I think, 64 laps.
Spectacular victory here in Spain and a massive confidence boost going into the next race. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we could talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those that we've witnessed today.
So again, that's Max Verstappen going home with another win.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
So not a very good race for the driving immersion team. We did have some damage to the car that was affecting definitely our slow and fast speeds through turns. However, the tires are still in good shape, so we are not punishing them too much. And we will eventually have to solve this extra fuel that we are dealing with at the end of these races. And that's going to do it for the race. Thanks for
Let's
watching.
see how the driver's standings have changed. Max Verstappen should be pleased with his performance, making gains at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Natalie Pinkham, come on, who do you pick?
Well, there's no question in my mind. It has to go to George Russell. What a performance. He's got every right to be proud of what he accomplished out there today.
Let's move on to the constructors. And pulling further ahead in the standings, it's Red Bull. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Thanks for watching the race at Driving Immersion. Again, let us know what you think of the race, give us a like, and consider subscribing for more simulation races ahead.